Let's have a catch up with Mathan Allington, our gadget coach, for the last time before Christmas. G'day, Mathan.
Good morning.
Now, you've got some practical advice for us if we've got a Facebook page, and it's something that I think a lot of people wouldn't consider. You think we need to be careful over the holiday break?
Yeah. Not wanting to scare people, but just to inform people, just to think with common sense about what they're posting online. In the same way that when we go on a holiday, we might be aware of neighbours collecting mail and not letting the house look like there's nobody home. Yeah. Just to be aware of what we're posting and what that's communicating about our holidays. So, for instance, if you can avoid posting photos of yourself being on holiday and the locations you're at and the times and dates that you're away, particularly if you don't have anyone house sitting or if their house is empty.
Nathan, that's a very important note for the children, because when I've been on holidays with them, they're putting pictures down all over the place, clearly showing we're elsewhere.
Yes, it's the social media thing is people like to post photos in the moment. This is where I am, and they get lots of likes and comments, and that's how people like to share on social media. If people could encourage their family members to take as many of those photos as they like, and then a great idea would be to save those photos up till they return home and then post up an album, or maybe do a photo a day once they come back if they still want to get those likes and still get that attention, just to save it, just in the interest of just being smart and having some common sense.
And you even go so far, Mathan, as to say don't post photos of expensive gifts online.
Yes, if you've got generous family or friends, just to be aware as well. And this all comes back to knowing what the privacy settings are, particularly on your Facebook account, knowing that it's just your friends that can see this and knowing who your friends are, or if public can see your profile. So, yeah, avoiding those photos of, say, your family might have a new TV or something of the sort. It'd be similar to not putting out a box for a new TV in the hard rubbish collection and letting the whole neighbourhood know that there's a brand new TV inside the house.
So if I bought Mrs. Ward a showy diamond necklace, I shouldn't take a picture of it, put it on Facebook?
I would avoid it if possible, unless you know you've got your profile. That's a good reason. Unless your profile is really private and you know exactly who's going to see it. If you're unsure, I would avoid those things, particularly if people could identify where you live, particularly if you've got a unique surname or you live in a small town. There have been documented cases where people have posted pictures of cash or expensive things online, and due to the white pages and unique surnames, they have been able to trace them to a family member's residence and turned up asking where this item was.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, if you're Joe Blow and you're on holidays down at Pondalowie, how do people know, regardless of what you posted on your Facebook, where you live back in Adelaide?
Yeah, so if your profile is not set to friends only or private, some of the information you can control where your current location is and some of those other bits of information. So you can restrict who can see that information. So just to the point where people would only be able to see a profile picture if you really lock down your profile. So, yeah, just to be aware, go to your profile on Facebook, have a look. There's buttons to see. You can view it as members of the public, and then you can go through each section of your profile and lock it down so only your friends can see it, only friends of friends, or you can even make it more private and more custom as well.
But Mathan, this never occurred to me until you raised it, actually. And so many more of us using Facebook who wouldn't have thought of this. If my name was, Alex Ward, and there I'm showing with my beautiful diamond bracelet or whatnot, it would then be a matter of putting that name into a white pages. If I was imprudent enough to be listed in the white pages, you could check, well, here's 3 of them. We can just work through each 3.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There was a story came out of New South Wales last year where it was a South Coast town, and a girl who was living in Sydney at the time, but she had posted a picture of, I think it was cash, of herself on Facebook. And a couple of days later, criminals turned up at her mum's house in the town, because they'd been able to identify the surname and looked in the white pages, found the address, and asked where the cash was. But luckily, she was in Sydney at the time.
All right, Mathan, we've got a call from Tony on Facebook postings. Morning, Tony.
Good morning. I'm just interested to know that if some person became grumpy with a business and posted a slanderous post on Facebook that could be substantiated that was untrue, what are the legal ramifications of that?
That's a good question. I'm not a legal expert, but I would, if you can, my advice would be to take a screenshot of everything you've got, and then to speak to a lawyer. I'd say I don't really have that legal experience there, but just to gather that evidence as much as possible, and then go seek legal advice. And if it's slanderous or there's foul language, that sort of thing, you could delete the post once you've got the evidence, and then go seek legal advice.
Well, we might be able to get some legal advice from the man right here, Alex. What do you say?
Yes, well, it is defamatory. So if you put up information that is from Tony's call designed to harm and it's false, well, that's defamatory, and you can take action accordingly. You actually sue the person in defamation, and you can also do criminal defamation if you're putting up, I have to get an idea of what this is, but very severely false and damaging information can actually lead to criminal prosecution. So, Nathan, there are protections, but in your world of the internet and gadgets, you can be around the world immediately. As soon as you put something up on post, it'll take you about 3 years to be successful in a defamation case.
Yes, and with Twitter profiles as well, we're all aware of Twitter trolls. Some of the social media channels you don't have to legally identify yourself.
No, that's the problem.
Some of that information, it can be hard to trace it back to who the person actually was.
All right, just before we let you go, your top gadgets for 2012, I guess these will appear in some Christmas stockings. The Samsung Galaxy Note 2, that's top of the list?
In no particular order. Galaxy Note 2, just the updated version to their phablet, cross between a phone and a tablet. So just their new version just came out in the last few weeks in Australia. So just faster, some great new software features, really great screen and great design.
What's that retail for, Nathan?
That is roughly about on a $60 plan over 2 years, maybe with a little bit for the handset, so about $60 to $70 a month. Okay.
The iPad with the Retina screen?
Yeah, so the iPad third generation came out earlier this year, and then it was updated just recently to the iPad 4. So just a high-quality screen. Popular iPad device obviously set the standard for tablets. So just when they brought out the updated screen, just brought great resolution to the tablet. And
the Galaxy Nexus tablet, you like that?
Yes, this came out a few months ago and was a precursor to Apple bringing out the iPad mini. So I think a lot of the success of the Nexus 7 tablet would have given Apple confidence that there was a market for 7-inch tablets. So I think as far as a market-leading device, it set the standard.
And one that I've gotten into this year and I like a lot is Spotify. It's free.
Yes. So for those that aren't familiar, it's online music streaming. It gives you access to a huge library of music. You can have free services or paid subscription for just a small fee per month to get rid of ads, and you can expand your music library exponentially.
Terrific. Nathan, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And have a good Christmas.
You too. Thank you very much.
Nathan Allington, our gadget coach.
It's easy with Gadget Coach.